back in the days of DOS, that was the fastest way to enter data. And then Windows came along. It became slower. The next generation of web took it even slower. So these power users are saying, this is just absolutely killing me. I can't enter all my data that fast. It takes me what used to take me 20 minutes, now it takes me 2 hours because I'm clicking and waiting for pages to refresh. The industry is getting away from true web client interfaces. And this will be another discussion we have in a couple months about smart clients. And also some companies need a hosted SaaS 70 type 2 environment. So if you're regulated or you're a public company, it's very important to have this type of environment. Very few SaaS solutions have a true SaaS 70 type 2 environment that they host. So here, just some of the risks. And the benefits are great, but the risks are huge for SaaS environments. So let's talk about better than SaaS for just a few minutes. Better than SaaS uses the same concepts of SaaS, where there's a financing piece of it, because it's a monthly payment, there's an element of financing, software and services. So the services is effectively the software is provided to you over the cloud. Now the software piece, and there's a reason why it's in orange, the difference here in SaaS is the software component, because the software is the client's. It's their own database, their own software. Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of better than SaaS. And for those of you who wonder, yes, we spent hours and hours and hours coming up with the name, better than SaaS. So you have all the benefits of SaaS: monthly payments, shorter deployment times, updates managed by provider, no additional hardware costs. And imagine this, MAS 500 running on a multi-OS, basically independent of operating systems. Okay, and you have all the less exposure to business continuity. You have all these benefits, but there's more, right? You have none of the risks of SaaS, right? You have all the features of 500. Effectively, this is your software that you can customize, you can integrate, you can do anything that you're used to doing with MAS 500. The beauty of MAS 500 is it's so flexible, customizable, that you can do about anything you want with it. Okay, so and your data is separated from everybody else who's in the SaaS or the better than SaaS environment, right? Now, if you say that if you say this better than SaaS thing works for me, and after X number of time, after my contract runs out, hey, it makes sense for me to bring this in-house. There's some reason why I want to bring the software in-house. Great. We move it from the SaaS environment, better than SaaS environment, into your facility. You can run the software. We zip up the database. We give it to you. You lose absolutely nothing as far as data goes. Okay, so the data is kept separate from everybody else, and the best part is that you still have this rich client experience versus a web client. You have the fast data entry versus the web entry. And the company, the facility that hosts this solution is a SaaS 70 Type 2 environment. So for regulated people, any HIPAA, FDA, public companies, things like that, you can rest assured that's a SaaS 70 type environment. But this is almost like a Ginsu knife commercial, but wait, there's even more that we can give to you, right? Some of the benefits, anytime that you have a local infrastructure, a LAN, most people in the mid-market don't have a true IT person that's job is to keep the LAN running, to keep the servers running. So having the ability to get rid of the IT staff or to not have to hire an IT staff but still get the 100% application network uptime guarantee is huge, right? So the cost of this IT person kind of goes away because the better than SaaS solution is taking care of all that stuff for you, all the disaster recovery stuff, all the nightly backups, global access to your system, and this is the facility that provides the better than SaaS service has diesel generators, battery backups. Effectively, it's bomb-proof. It has multiple locations throughout the country, and 24/7 system monitoring. So the idea is that we get all the benefits of SaaS, we lose all the risks of SaaS, and it's in a facility that is basically 100% uptime. So let's go ahead. Let's take a case study. And this is an actual This is an actual proposal that we put out to a prospect. And now, for those of you who are in the audience, okay, who's the target audience for this? And typically, what we see for the full SaaS, and what we'll talk about in a minute, is how we can kind of scale this for different types of companies. But the idea is that this is for kind of smaller companies, 5 to 10 users of Mass 500. Right, so the full Better Than SaaS is typically for that small company, the company that's growing and has a lot of needs, but they don't want to spend in this case, $70,000 or $80,000 up front. Okay, so here's really the analysis that we did for this particular prospect. So the software purchase is going to be about $35,000, and their annual maintenance was about $7,000. Now, we estimated that they would need a SQL Server box. They'd need an application server box. They would need to buy SQL Server, and they would need an IT guy to come in and install the stuff, get all the Windows Server licenses and things like that. So it was really going to be about $17,000. And then there's the disaster recovery, whether it's tape backups or if it's another product we have, which is a true disaster recovery product. It was going to be about $7,000. So really, what they were looking at cash and signing, and this is on the left-hand side. Cash and signing would have been about $76,000.